Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. In today's video I'm going to be taking a look at a subscriber's gameplay, giving a little bit of tips and tricks along the way based off how they play, how they're moving around the map, their class setup, different things like that. So the first thing we're going to do is talk a little bit about the map. Obviously it's shipment, domination. So you'd expect an LMG Lewis camper on this one, but this is not the gameplay you're going to see from this player. And something pretty amazing happens within this gameplay. So right here you can see the class setup. It's armored with ordnance. He's only running a recon plane the entire match. He's got the heroic Thrive 2 with rapid fire, extended mags, and a suppressor. And as you guys will see, the suppressor saves his life a couple times because he's able to get kills and they don't even know where he's at. One quick thing before we get into the breakdown, if you do enjoy the video in any way or if you find any of the tips helpful, please click that like button. I do have a goal of 150 likes on the video, so if you can help me out with that, be very appreciated. And if this is your first time to the channel, just to give you kind of a heads up of the content I cover, I typically do Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups, as well as subscriber breakdowns and other tips and tricks videos. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with notifications on, or at least wait till the end of the video before you make a judgment about my channel. So one of the things I did want to mention is that this is a long-time subscriber. I'm talking about before I even had 100 subscribers. So this is about 10-11 months ago. He started subscribing to my channel. I broke down some of his Infinite Warfare gameplay, and he started to improve from there. He was barely a 1.0 KD in pretty much every Call of Duty before this one, and now he's getting closer to that 1.3 mark. So he's definitely improved over time, but you're going to see that there are some newbie mistakes that you still make along the way. A little bit of bad accuracy at times, but for the most part, his players come a significantly long way. Having the longest streak ever is like 16 or something like that, barely once, a long time ago type thing. So I've talked to this subscriber a long time, especially when I had streams and there was only like 4 people in there. This person was in those streams. So I'm definitely excited to see that they actually go off and accomplish something they've never done in Call of Duty ever, and that is get a nuke streak. So you guys are going to stick around to the end. It does get real clutch right at the end. You can imagine the beads of sweat rolling off their forehead, their hands shaking, all those nerves setting in because they've never gone on a streak that long. And that's exactly what I love about doing this series, is players get better as a result of me breaking down their gameplay. Other people just pick up random tips and tricks from my other gameplays as well as these breakdowns. And overall, as a whole, people just get better at the video game. So we're going to go ahead and start breaking down some of the gameplay. I'm going to focus on some of the things they can still improve on, some of the stuff they have opportunities on. But at the end of the day, they do get a V2 rocket. So hopefully you stick around and you see how close it is, how clutch it is. In this upcoming gunfight, you can see right here, he's actually just spamming the trigger or holding it down instead of like maybe letting it go and trying to recenter, because it looks like the recoils are getting a little bit out of control. So sometimes people do struggle with that because they just hold that trigger down. Hopefully they're going to hit it. Hopefully they think they're going to be able to regain control of that. But at the end of the day, you can see how he was firing. The weapon was just kind of going up and he was missing some of those shots. Ended up getting the kill there, but at the end of the day, a lot of times you got to be wary of that. When you're just spamming that trigger, you do end up with less accurate shots. Even if you let it go for that half a second, recenter, get it targeted on, you're going to be more likely to get those kills. Obviously, since this player is playing domination on shipment, there is a lot of types of negative types of play styles, and I'm going to say negative types of play styles just because there's a lot of requisitions. If you guys have played it even once, there's a lot of requisitions. People running around with knives sometimes, and there's people spamming shotguns like that guy up mid, which really makes it that much harder to go on longer streaks, especially with an SMG. Realistically, there's not much of a counter to shotguns other than to create space. And the only way you're going to do that is by camping long sight lines and by pushing the enemy to actually come from longer areas, so that you are in the advantage that even if they hit you once with that shotgun, at least you can kill them. Even though you're going to get damaged, at least you'll have an opportunity to kill them before it gets too late. So you can see when he comes around right here, the suppressor, they don't know exactly where he's at. He's in a good position right here on a little bit of a head glitch, strafing a little bit, and then there's an enemy right here. That guy is just missing his shots, gets to cover, ends up lining up that shot perfectly, strafes out, gets the perfect aim assist, lines up, and absolutely melts that guy. So great positioning there. Kind of rotating through the spawn here. The team is triple capping. When anytime you triple cap on shipment, the spawns get a little bit erratic because your teammates are on different parts of the map. They're not really locked up in a certain area. He knows that guy's coming out of the crate. Good map awareness right there, paying attention to the mini map and seeing exactly where people are. He has that recon passing. He's just kind of paying attention, seeing when he's going to make his move. It looks like the teammates right there coming around, so he's got to kind of make a little bit of a push. But this is a bad sight line for an SMG. That range right there is ideal for a rifle and an LMG. So he's definitely playing this smart by playing it slow. He does have a teammate using the shield, so that's always a competitive advantage because it makes it extra annoying for the enemy team and allows them to be a distraction. So right here, he's just kind of trying to peek. Long sight line. I would not recommend this sight line, even though he does get a little bit of the bullets off. He gets an extra little kill there because that guy was one shot. But at the end of the day, that was a very skeptical gunfight to actually make. If you guys are enjoying the breakdown so far, do remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying it up to this point. If not, stick around a little bit longer. You'll probably subscribe towards the end of the video, hopefully. So in the second half, he's not going to die the remainder of this actual gameplay, which is pretty intense considering that he gets in a lot of really sketchy situations, lucks out kind of a little bit, but at the end of the day, he pulls off a V2 rocket. So we're going to see here is him coming around the map, running a little bit around, trying to get some easy kills there. He does have armored, so that nade protection does come in clutch a lot of these different scenarios. He's coming around at a different angle. He knows where the guys are on B. Pre-aiming, tries to pre-fire there. It doesn't necessarily work out, but he didn't give away his position. You can see right here, he knows where they're at. The guy never saw him come up, so he's going to get an opportunity to kind of sneak around. Sees the mini-map switch that they end up switching spawns, comes around and kind of locks down this area for the majority of the map. His team's actually doing a pretty good job. We're fairly rare with randoms to actually position the right way and control the map so that the spawns are a little bit more predictable. At this point, they're either spawning at C or diagonal exactly opposite corner of where he's at right now. Since he has committed to using a PPSH on this map, running guns great, but you put yourself at extreme risk, especially if your gun skill is not superior. And you know what I mean if you have really good gun skill, and you know what I mean if you don't have good gun skill. How you can maneuver the map is really dependent on how good your gun skill is, how good you can snap on people, how accurate you are, and that is definitely not a strength of this player. They definitely struggle at some of those longer ranges. Like I said, with the accuracy, there are some issues where they're just going to get outgunned. So right here, they're just kind of waiting it out, trying to get some easy kills, which is never a bad thing. Running ordnance has been able to cycle through some of those recon planes on the life streaks, and then just kind of wait for enemies to make their mistakes. He peeks out, gets a quick sight line there, just kind of positioning, and they really don't know where he's at. They're not really calling in recons so that they know where his location is, because that could really ruin a suppressor streak, if you know what I mean. And if you're in there, they just turn right exactly where you're at, because a lot of times when you're with the suppressor, the whole key is that you know you're off the minimap. And right here, he's continued to hold down this little area and continues to kind of move a little bit back and forth, still pay attention to that left sight line, and then just calling these recon planes. Watch out where teammates are. Teammates are still spawning near him, so that means that the enemies aren't that close in that area, and it allows it to lock down this area. He gets another guy on a 15 streak, and it's at this point he's probably getting a little nervous. He's getting low on that ammo, only had 27 bullets left in that PPSH, and he's kind of looking for a weapon, it looks like. He's coming around. He does have the PO8. It's getting kind of crazy. He gets lucky right here. These guys are all going for the little supply drop, like 4 different teammates on the enemy team. He gets a quick little kill with the suppressor, again running out of ammo. So he's just got to really wait and get an easy kill right now, because when you have the PO8, you're on a 16, 17 streak. This is probably one of the highest streaks you've ever gotten in the game. You're going to get a little nervous, definitely really nervous. So he's just kind of waiting out, pre-aiming, and the guy comes around the corner. Luckily, the guy didn't bayonet him or something insane, because the gun does have a bayonet. He could have easily got absolutely destroyed there and been so frustrated. Has a little shield guy there, gets a kill there, and this obviously isn't his go-to weapon. This has a lot of recoil. It's a rifle. It's very strong if you can be accurate, but it has a lot of recoil. So now he's got to kind of camp it out. He is going to be on the mini-map when he fires, so he's really got to be a little bit more patient with that. And you can see that since the enemy team is so far behind, the match is going to end really quickly. He tries to fire the weapon, loses a little bit of recoil, and it's because he's holding the weapon a little too long, like I said. So that's got to be the main fix for this player. They just hold that trigger just a little bit too long. You can see that it's getting really close. He hasn't really gotten kills. He's just kind of camping it out, and the spawns start flipping and rotating a little bit. Teammate died behind him. They got all the different artillery coming down, so no one should really be coming from behind him, but the guy walks right through the artillery. He ends up getting an assist. Some guy walks right past him. Teammate kills him. You can see the blood splatter on him. So now it's really wild. There's only about 11 seconds left. This dude needs a kill, right? He needs these kills. He ends up rushing a little bit, picks up another PPSH without a suppressor on a 20 streak, gets another kill there. Kind of nervous. Oh, how am I going to do this? There's only 6 seconds left. It's getting really tense, really close. All of a sudden gets another kill. Got 5 seconds left. Just imagine the nerves in this moment. So close to your first V2 rocket. Kind of waiting it out. Doesn't want to play stupid because he's gotten this streak. Challenging an aggressive aim right there. He hits the shots. Melees for that V2 rocket. Gets to call it in. But at the end of the day, match ends and it's game over. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. I'm going to get into just a little bit of the pros and cons of their gameplay. But for the most part, if you did enjoy the video, do hit that like button because I do have a goal of 150 likes. If you can help it, definitely help me out with that. And then go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. As far as the pros and cons go, I would say that this player's pros is they have a really good map awareness. They position themselves the right way as often as possible. Their really only downside that I could see is their accuracy. So I'd recommend them going back and checking out some of my accuracy videos just because I talk about a lot of different tips that'll help in these scenarios. Unfortunately, with accuracy, it's just one of those things that takes muscle memory. So it'll just take a little bit of time and you will get better as a player. A lot of it's just going to come down to that discipline on the aiming down sight, a little bit more burst firing instead of just trigger spamming. And this player will be a little bit more accurate, win more of those gunfights. Obviously, they know how to maneuver around the map, so they're pretty good to go there. If you'd like to have your gameplay reviewed, go ahead and make sure you read the description down below, and then make sure you comment on the video once you've already done all the steps in that description with #review. See you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.